Guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Breakthrough with Lou. It is Friday morning, and we are ready to rock and roll. It is going to be another great weekend. It's going to be another great month. This has been an amazing month of April. Would you agree? Have you been with me on the show the entire time this month? Did you start out from the beginning? Well, I got good news. Number one, it's already May, actually. But number two, we are going to go through a review today of the entire month of April of what we did. Short form, of course. We're not going to be on for the next 4 hours because I'm respective of the fact it's Friday and you've got things to do to finish out your week. And I know in all reality, in the world we live in, this is probably not really the end of the week. So, are you ready? And I ask, are you ready to dig into what changed for you in April? Better yet, let me rephrase that question. Let me put it in reverse here. Let me adjust one of the cameras and ask you this question. What did you transform in April? Okay, change, remember, we talked about it. Change is automatic. Transformation is calculated change for growth, benefit, and the betterment of yourself and everybody around you. So which would you rather do, grow or transform? Send it to me in the chats. Let me make sure all our chats are up and running this morning and all our streams are good. We are A1 green light go this morning, guys. Hey, do you remember the story Mr. Yada-Do we talked about a week or so ago? He walked around and would come around the auction house, nice older man. If you don't remember, he's this older guy back when I had an auction house in South Orlando. And he would come around and go, you know what you ought to do? You ought to do. You ought to do. So we nicknamed him Mr. Yada-Do. Now, Mr. Yada-Do had some good ideas. Mr. Yada-Do was a very kind-hearted man, but yes, Mr. Yada-Do was in his 70s or 80s driving around in a broken down U-Haul, hauling stuff to an auction that he either hustled up somewhere or picked out of the garbage, whatever the case was. Mr. Yada-Do had a lot of advice for business people and a lot of advice, and was a cool old guy. But man, I'm not going to take my patterning. I'm not going to take my coaching from somebody who's not where I want to be or ahead of where I want to be. Okay, that is like taking your coaching for your relationship from your friend who's going through a divorce. Okay, have you ever seen people? You got two friends, guys or girls. One of them's got a great marriage. The other's got, they're having turmoil, trouble. Maybe they cheat, this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, both of their marriages are on the rocks. And, one goes from, the gal saying, oh, I got the greatest husband in the world. The other one going, mine's an SOB. To next thing you know, she's the girl that loves her husband's mad at her husband all the time. Okay, this is what Yada-Do gets you. Don't listen to the Yada-Dos in life. Mentors, find your mentors that go, you know what, you're where I want to be. Okay, and you might, I'd like to be a mentor for you in certain areas, but guess what? You might be a mentor for me in others. Okay, we never know. That's what being a part of a great community is all about, and doing stuff. So I'm going to ask you, was your April a lot of Yada-Do or get her done? Which was it? Throw it in the chats, guys. Let me know. Send questions, send in comments. I'm really curious to how your April really went and if you're really following along with the show. So back, if we want to go down memory lane, we start out with, what did we start April with? Time is equal for everyone. And you're like, no. Everybody wants to say, I don't have enough time. That person's got more time than me. No. 60 seconds is 60 seconds, 60 minutes is 60 minutes, 24 hours is 24 hours, no matter where you live in the world, no matter what your last name is, no matter what you do for a living, no matter how many kids you got, no matter how many businesses you run, whether you're going to school, whether you work, whether you're retired, whatever it is, okay? Believe it or not, whatever color you are, you still got the same amount of time too. Okay, just doing a reality check there. Now, seriously, guys, that is the only thing that's equal. People don't have equal opportunity. They weren't born into equal situations. They don't have equal physical capabilities. Now, these aren't things you can't overcome. I'm not going to give you going, yeah, me. No. You can overcome this stuff. But let me tell you, not everybody was born into the best situation, but not everybody that was born into the best situation did anything with it. There are people living under the bridge, with a shopping cart that were born into wealthy families. And there were people that were born to crackhead parents on basement floors in some vacant building in the south side of Chicago that came up and they are absolutely on top of the world today. So it's not the time, it's not the opportunity, but the time is the one thing that is equal. It's how you use it that's different, okay? We've all seen people that seem like they juggle 1,000 things in a day and manage to pull it all off and still even have a minute for themselves, and they're calm and well put together and happy. And then we've seen people that got barely anything going on, a part-time job. They live in mom and dad's basement and they go to school 2 classes a week and they're always in a panic. Oh my God, I'm overstimulated, I'm overworked, I'm over this, I'm over that. And you're like, really? I got 3 kids, single parent. I've got 4 jobs, and I still manage to get a yoga class in each week. And you're stressed out being a little student and a part-time job living in mom and dad's basement? See, that's where it comes in. It's the perception, okay? It's the perception and how you manage it, how you make it work for you. One person can take 60 minutes in a day and complete a day's worth of work and effort in 1 hour. And other people can sit around for 14 hours and be so busy and not get even what that person that was focused got completed in an hour. It's called focus. It's called, it's called being in the zone. Okay? So what is time? Time is a measure. Yeah, it's really a measure. How much time are you willing to invest for how much return? Okay? Think of a relationship. If you're really happy and excited about that relationship, you're going to put more time and effort into it. If it's not a great relationship or the end of a relationship, you're not putting any time into it. People often say, I just don't know what happened to my relationship. What could I do to save it? Well, a simple solution. Do what you did when you started the relationship. And it won't go away. It won't end. People go, what? Yeah. Did you buy your lady flowers in the beginning? And it has been years since you've done that. Not that flowers are going to cure years of problems or anything, but it's a great start, Or the husband says, she used to have time for me and everything else and not have a headache every night. Well, maybe that was before you had 3 kids and, you expect her to go to work all day long and prep your meals and that, and all you come home and do is pop a beer and sit in front of the in front of the TV. That might be a little different. Why don't you try? You want to save your relationship if it's on the rocks? Go back to doing what you did when it was great. People go, oh, I remember when my relationship was great. Are you doing the same things? I guarantee you not. Okay? And every once in a while, there's one that just, it's done. You get out, you carry on, you start fresh. But time is a measure. It's a tool. You know what the tool of time is? You anticipate time. You innovate ways to automate and handle things and eliminate things out of your schedule that are not serving you. And then you create things and create systems that make time work for you, okay? Because you're not getting it back, okay? You create moments of joy, love, ecstasy, focus, whatever it is. You are the creator of this. Okay, you're not floating down a river in an air tube going, do. You are the navigator. You're navigating a yacht, a big yacht called your life. Wow, pretty solid there, right? Okay, how about setting the flow state and the anchor? You remember that week? And guys, if you haven't seen each and every show back in April, go back onto accelerate.life.com and get on there. I'm going to put that in there on our breakthrough blog, because it's all on there. All the replays are on there, guys. So the reason I say that is because if you're going, I have no idea what he's talking about right now. What's flow state? What's setting an anchor? Remember, make your power move. That's an anchor. You're anchoring to motivation. You're anchoring to romance. You're anchoring to courage. Whatever the move, the anchor that you set, not like a boat anchor holding you down, like something that anchors you to a certain state or emotion, especially getting into that flow state where nothing but the task at hand. Okay, I'm looking right at you right now. I'm focused on nothing else but serving you. Okay, and maybe an occasional sip of my coffee. Life Boost, by the way. So seriously, okay, we talked about getting into flow states, setting those anchors for different states. Then we branched into bring someday to today. We all someday when we're going to do X, Y, Z. Someday when we're ready, we're going to have a child. Someday when we're ready, we'll buy a home. Well, someday becomes never if you don't do it. So bringing someday to today is linked up with one simple thing. It's called decision. Making a decision to go forward today, to start today, to begin today. When was the best time to plant a tree? 10 years ago, of course. When's the second best time? Yesterday. When's the next best time? Right now. Okay, plant the tree, plant the seed, get the deal going, make the change, start your business, start working on your body today. When you make that decision, you bring someday to today. It's pretty damn simple, guys. Then we talked about this a little bit at the beginning of today's show, transformation versus change. Change is going to happen automatically. 5 years from now, change will happen. If you do nothing with your body, nothing with your finances, this, that, and the other, you're not going to be in the same spot you are today. You're going to have gone backwards because automatic change will take you in the other direction. Now, if you're working out, taking care of your body, eating good, taking care of your finances, learning, growing, educating yourself, keeping yourself stimulated, keeping your relationships stimulated, you're going to transform your whole life into something more amazing in 5 years. If you just kind of float through it, change is going to wear itself down on you. Change is going to take away from you. Not all change is the change you want. As a matter of fact, most change is not the change you want. Transformation is where it's at. Well, just put it, I'm going to leave it there. It's just that simple. You got to take the time and you got to transform, not just sit there and float around and let change do its thing. Then we talked about saying yes. Okay, the next show was on saying yes. Yes. You can do that. It can be yes. It can be saying yes to self-care. It can be saying yes to learning discipline. It can be saying yes to opening a business. It can be saying yes to getting in a different relationship or a new relationship. It can be saying yes to having a child. It can be saying yes to moving somewhere new. But yes, in the respect of self-care. Say yes to things that are going to nourish you mentally, physically, emotionally. Say yes to the things that are going to move the needle in your life. Okay? Saying yes to a new opportunity that's going to double your income is going to move the needle in your income. Saying yes to every request where everybody goes, well, can you help me with this? Can you do this? Bob. I think I used the example of when I was young. In the neighborhood I lived in, I was one of the few people that had a truck, and everybody's always freaking moving. So I was like, can you help me move? Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Well, after a while, I was running myself ragged, and I'm like, all right, I learned one of two things. Either I'm going to charge enough to where it's going to really be worth my time and effort to do all this, or they're simply going to say, I can't do that, no, and tell me no. And that was fine. So that brings me to the next show, was on say no to what doesn't serve you. Okay, back then I had a hard time saying no to people. I wanted to please everyone. I wanted to be everybody's friend. I wanted to, be liked. When we're young and, on our own and, on my own, younger than most, you kind of really want people to like you because it wasn't easy. So, I was always help, and it wasn't serving me. I had learned to say no. Now I say no to a lot of stuff, but I don't just say no. I say no and delegate a solution. Okay? You can walk around and no, and you can know yourself out of business. You can know yourself out of a relationship. You can know yourself out of house and home. No, I'm not going to work. No, I'm not going to make it. No, I'm going to sit here and watch TV. No. Say no to that, but say no to what doesn't serve you. But also, if you're saying no to somebody, give them an option. What works really, really well that I've noticed is, I really can't. I can't do that on that day, but you know what? You don't really need me. You got this. You know what to do. Well, what'd you do? You just gave them a solution. You gave them some love. You gave them a pat on the back. And they walk away instead of going, that SOB won't ever help me. It won't do this. It won't do that. They go, oh, wow. You did help them. You helped them have more confidence. You helped them go a different direction. Hey, I can't do this, but I have somebody who can. Give them a call, or I'll call them for you. Wow, amazing. Huh. Or if you're having trouble saying no and, people are still, it's got to be you, okay, well, this is what it's going to cost. And if you really don't want to do it, price yourself out. And then that way, if you happen to get stuck with doing it, you go, well, hell, for this money, I'll suck it up. Okay, but if it's not, wow, for that money, I'll suck it up, don't do it. Don't do it. Only say yes to what serves you. Say no to the stuff that doesn't. But in a lot of people on YouTube and everything else, and on all these lives, and a lot of gurus are say no to everything. Let me tell you, you gotta say no, but in a way where you offer a solution, and that's what the difference is. They forget to tell you this. Everybody with their say no list, say no. Well, but how about say no with a solution? Okay, and I'm not knocking some other wonderful people in our industry. Just saying, guys, you might want to always think one step ahead, So that's what I'm trying to get through to you. So then it was like, when is now the time? The action part of this? See, you could talk about it. You got to have the idea first. Without an idea, random action isn't going to get you anywhere. But without an idea and a plan, random action isn't going to get you anywhere. But a great idea and a great plan isn't going to get you anywhere if you don't set it in stone and take action and start going and doing. And the biggest tool I found for that, and thank you, Mel Robbins, for this one, is the 5-second rule to take action. I use this thing every single day. It's not my creation. I don't even know if it was Mel's creation or if she kind of borrowed it from somebody, but it's that when you make a decision to do something, you count back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and you just do it. After 5 seconds, your brain will take you out of state. It'll tell you 10 reasons why you shouldn't do it. Now, if you can hone that down to 3 seconds, you're even better off, because sometimes it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do I really want to? It's like getting in the cold plunge in the morning. I also have a sayings. I say, I'm a force for God. I'm a force for good. I'm a gladiator, and I do not negotiate. Now, if you put a stopwatch to that, it's about 5 seconds. And I learned that in the races when I had to jump in one of the cold water obstacles. It was like, oh, I don't want to do this. So I just came up with that, and boom, 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 and go. That 5 seconds, whatever it is, whether it's a saying you say to yourself or whether you literally count back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do it. Say you're in a board meeting or you're in a meeting, a sales meeting, and your manager is talking about something and you've got this great idea and you go, oh, I want to voice up, and then all of a sudden you sit there for a minute and go, I don't know, they might think I'm a dork, or I don't know, maybe it might not be that. You're going to lose out, and then somebody squeaks up in the back of the room, hey, I got this idea, and you're going, son of a bitch, that's my idea. No, it wasn't your idea because it never left your lips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same thing with, you want to meet somebody. And you're walking up and you start thinking, oh, what should I say? This, that, and the, I don't know. Maybe she's married, maybe he's married, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you don't, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just say, hey, how you doing? Nothing happens. Beyond that, you're on your own. Figure out your conversation But if you don't say the initial hello or smile or anything, you're not going to get to meet that person. Same thing with making a decision to say, okay, I've thought about doing this business. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. File the LLC. Get it started. You're not going to be perfect in whatever you're doing initially when you start, okay? When you take action, it's not always perfect action. It's better to take imperfect action and learn as you're going than it is to sit there and learn every single thing you can about it, and then you end up on your deathbed going, remember that business we studied and studied and studied and never started? Wonder what it would have been like. What about having, kids? Well, you got to have all your finances in order, and you got to be in the right school district, and you got to be in this, and you got to. God, I wish I had kids. As you close your eyes for the last time. Wow, this happens. This happens to people, folks. It really happens. So here it is. Now it's time to spring into action. Okay. May is here. This is the last part of spring. And basically in Florida here, it feels like it's already summer. So, and don't get me wrong, I love summertime. I love me some summer. But I also really love spring. I love the little bit of cooler mornings. And it's beautiful right now. But this is the spring of your life. When we're talking about the seasons, we're also talking about seasons of life. This is your time to plant, start growing, get going, okay? Because this is the last part of spring here. Summer's right around the corner. And you know what that means? June is the halfway point of this year. Holy moly, guys. Halfway through this year already. It feels like it went by in a month. Okay, so you got to get this time thing under control. So if you want to have the best year ever, and you committed to that back in January with me, where are you? If you're not halfway there or ahead of that game by now, you better get moving. Moving quick. When? How about right now, today? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make a decision. Make a decision and do something. Okay, might not be the perfect decision. Your initial actions might not be perfect. Hey, first time you took 2 or 3 steps. I remember when Lexi, we were at our friend Jack and his wife's house, Mirka, and Lexi took her first steps there. I'll never forget that. She walked from their sofa to their coffee table and was like, oh my God! Then she fell over. Did we sit there and go, kid, you ain't gonna walk? Oh my God. Look at that. She made 3 steps. Jesus, what's wrong with this kid? No, it was exciting. It was absolutely exciting. And the next time it was 4 or 5 steps, 6 steps. Now she walks pretty darn good as she's a grown adult. But, you think about this. You go, oh, okay, so you wouldn't have sat there and gone, damn kid only made 3 steps, or you're only making 5 now. What's the matter with you? You should be running marathons by now. But that's what we do to ourselves in everyday life. Oh, I'm going to start this new project or this new job, and it's got to be perfect. And oh my God, I made a mistake. Oh, this sucks. I suck. And then next thing you know, you're not taking any more action because that didn't get me exactly what I wanted. And yet we wouldn't, badger our children and go, oh, you stupid thing, you're only going 3 steps. What is wrong with you? You wouldn't do that to your child. At least I would hope you wouldn't. So why are you doing it to yourself? Why are we beating up on ourselves when we try something and it doesn't go quite as planned and we go, oh, I won't do that again. How about let me try to do that again better? I know I'm a little fired up this morning, guys, but I am fired up. It is time to see your future. It is time to grab your future. It's time to get moving. There's no more time being created. You don't know how much time you have left. How old are you? Guys, hit my chats with this, even if you're on a replay. How old are you today? Are you where you want to be? Answer these questions. Because you know what? And you might be like, no, it's nobody's business. I'm at what age and I'm not where I want to be. But guess what? If you don't feel a little bit of the sting of not being where you want to be at the age you are, or maybe you're super thrilled with it and share that too, if you share it and you make a public comment and then make a little commitment that you're going to step up and get going now you've committed to our whole community out here, the whole damn world. Now you have accountability. When you have no accountability, when you're hiding, nobody knows, nobody cares. Okay? You should care. But most people are not exactly the way they are on camera or on this or that or on social media when nobody's looking. When you become the person that you're the same person in public or in private that you are in public, and you're that congruent, that you work hard whether somebody's looking over your shoulder, you're honest whether somebody's looking over your shoulder or not, that is the true meaning of what we're doing. That's when you get the true rewards. That's what I'm talking about here. That's mastering you. You are a masterpiece. Whether you choose to believe it or not is up to you. Whether you choose to use it, whether you choose to display it, whether you choose to grow it, whether you choose to better yourself every day, that is your choice. But you're already a masterpiece. Your God, your creator, however you call him, made you you. There's only one of you. One split second of conception. You would not have gone to a different family, been born in a different place, any of that. You just wouldn't have been born, period. All right? We're not foolish enough to think you sat up in heaven and said, or wherever, and said, I'm going to that family. We're not foolish enough to believe that. That's not our decision. It's a 1 second conception that's pretty darn miraculous. I offer you this. If you don't believe in God, or however you term your creator, and you look at a brand newborn baby and you hold a newborn baby and you think that's just totally some physiological thing, no. It is that split second that makes that child that child. But, that's a baby's a miracle. So when you look at them and you look at the possibilities, when you look at a newborn baby, well, you got all the possibilities in the world. You could be president. You could be anything you want. You could be a singer. You could be a rock star. You could be a real estate mogul. You could be, whatever. And then you look at yourself and go, I'm stuck in this damn dead-end job. Or, this is the way it is. Yet you'd look at that baby, you wouldn't tell him, you're stuck in a damn dead-end job, kid. Anybody look at you and go, you're crazy. Don't tell your kid that. Don't tell your kid they can't get out of the neighborhood you live in. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care if you live in the ghettos in New York City or if you live in Palm Springs in the mountain lookout. You've got an opportunity to better yourself. It doesn't matter. And you might say, hey, coach, I like you and all, but I am that guy or gal that lives in the inner city ghetto, and I don't know how to get out. Well, starts today. Start making change today. And you might be the person living on that mountain cliff, beautiful $10 billion resort going, I don't know how to get out. I'm not happy. How do I do it, coach? It starts today. Okay? That's the thing. All of this is what we do here. You have equal opportunity to make change because your change comes within you, your transformation. Okay? Not all financial opportunities are the same, not all locational, not all any of it, guys. We'd be foolhardy to think we're all just kumbaya, equal, and everybody gets the exact same check from the government each day, and you go do a job of what you're told to do, and you work 9 to 5, and that's it, and you get in your electric self-driving car and go home, and your house is a smart house that has it at the right temperature for you, and you just put your feet up, and you've done your day. That is not going to ever happen. Okay, opportunity's not equal, ability's not equal. What is equal is your ability to decide that you are going to better yourself. Okay, and that's the beauty of it. We don't want to be handed everything on a silver platter and just do the bare minimum. The things that make the greatest people great were some of the toughest, hardest times in the world. Some of the hardest woes that people have gone through have created the strongest, most amazing people I have ever met through the years of doing what I do. Now, I don't wish for you to have a lot of hardship. I wish for you to have a lot of growth. And I believe fervently that the more growth you kind of give yourself, the less God, or however you call your creator, has to step in and go, I'm going to give you some growth, whether you like it or not. Okay? It's not always fair. It's not always easy. But it's how you take whatever cards you get dealt, if you're a card player, and it's what you make of them. Okay? Have you ever played cards with somebody, and I'm not really a card player, but, they bluff and win this big pot, and they had nothing as far as cards went, but everybody else thought they did because of their confidence level. And they're like, oh, if they're still in and they're still pushing money in, they must be, oh man, I better get out now before I lose. And they lay it down and they got scrap. And people are like, what just happened? That's called taking initiative. That was called having belief. That was called transforming your situation into something that wouldn't be unless you transformed it. Kind of crazy analogies, I know, guys, but I like to offer different analogies because although I'm not necessarily a card player, somebody out there might go, now I relate to it, coach. I don't relate to your mud racing stuff. I'm a card player. Or, some people tell me, well, I'm not a business person. But you're advancing your career. You're selling yourself. You're creating your own path within your career. It's all the same stuff. Not everybody's the same. We don't want to be the same. It's the differences that make people wonderful. Unless you're a serial killer or doing really crazy, weird stuff or something. But I'm just saying, you don't want to all be the same career, the same hours of a day, the same, even as far as religion. I mean, I've got a pretty strong faith, but it's my relationship with God. But if you have a different religion than I do, that's your right to believe what's in your heart. Okay? So there is no one way fixes it all. There's one decision for you away from changing and transforming it all, if that makes sense. All right, guys, May is going to be exciting. I got some cool stuff I put in the chats. My invitation for you, the end of the month of May, I am doing our Coach Lou Inner Circle live meeting, and I want you to be my guest for free. So get signed up for that. No charge, no obligation, no strings attached. I think you'll love it. But I want you to do that. May is going to be great. I have one course I'm going to be releasing during May, or the latest, the beginning of June, that is going to take April and make it look like a grain of salt in a salt shaker compared to what's going to be in this course about how to implement what we talked about all month and how to make it so darn easy that it just literally flows, that it becomes part of you. You don't have to sit there each day and go, what am I supposed to do now? It's kind of why diets fail. Oh, I got to eat 3 crumbs of toast and a half a hard-boiled egg. Ugh. Well, you don't want to feel that way about your life. You don't want to sit there and go, okay, now I've got to do this. Now I've got to do this. It's like, boom. My morning routine is my morning routine. That's one block. Okay, yes, it consists of rebounding. It consists of celery juice. It consists of a few minutes of yoga, getting in the cold plunge, heating in the shower, taking a walk back by the lake to ground out. And I don't sit there and check off each of those and go, I got to do this. I got 20 things to do before I even, have a cup of coffee and do the show or have breakfast. It's my morning routine. One block. Boom, 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 boom. Simple. That's giving you a little preview. Guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. This is Coach Lou. I'm signing off till the next roundabout. Have an absolutely amazing day. Be blessed and rock and roll. Make a decision today.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.